Welcome back. Now we're going to kick it on over to our on-the-spot correspondents, who will be reviewing Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage.
Hi, I'm Gabe.
I'm Cameron.
And we're reviewing Venom 2. Let's go to the trailer.
Eddie, we should be out there snacking on bad guys. I am a predator. I need to be free.
You have got to get control of your aggression, or you will get hauled off into Area 51. You live in my body. You live by my rules.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Please let me fix it so I can play it again. You are a loser.
Eddie Brock, I want to give you my story. People love serial killers. Please,
Why me?
what's mine is yours. And what's yours is mine. I have tasted blood before, and that is not it. All I ever wanted in this world is carnage. I'm not a crazy man. I am a vengeful one.
Oh, shit!
Whoa, where you going?
That is a red one.
You need to come out right now. I will let you eat everybody!
Promise.
I promise!
Oh, yeah.
Eddie, you feel like home to me. Like family.
Oh, wow.
You could just say, I'm happy for you.
That was going to be us.
I am happy for you.
No!
God, I'm so sorry.
Not sorry.
This dude needs some serious couples counseling.
Alright, so before our review, we would like to just quickly say that this film does have some discussions about child abuse, and we'd like to offer a general trigger warning to anyone who may be set off by that. But now, let's get to the review. So Cam, I definitely think there are two big things coming out of this movie. There's the fact that this movie has a crazy end credit scene, and people are talking about its runtime, 91 minutes. So starting with that runtime, what'd you think? Good, bad? Give me your thoughts on that.
So, I kind of liked it, but I did feel that the movie was a little bit rushed at times because I feel like most superhero movies are around 2 to 2.5 hours, and this is only 1.5 hours. So when it got to like the final fight scene, I was like, wait, we're at the final fight scene already? I was like, wow, this movie really is short.
Yeah, so, I mean, on the positive side of that, this movie doesn't waste any time. I mean,
I kind of like that.
Yeah, if you're watching this movie for just like brutal superhero action, like you're gonna get it right away. But it stumbles, at least in my opinion. It doesn't set up the conflict well between Eddie Brock and Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah.
And so we're stuck going, so like, why do these people hate each other? And I mean, for comic book fans, we can stretch our imagination and kind of know why they're fighting. But I do think, in the sense of a movie, that no, it needed to be like 120 minutes, but it was filmed during COVID, so you kind of have to give it that grace.
Yeah.
So then, spoiler warning, talking about this end credit scene. Quickly unpacking it, it puts Venom into the MCU, introduces Tom Holland's Spider-Man as part of it. What are your takeaways from that?
Well, I thought it was insane when I saw it because I came into the movie theaters. I even said to him, "Wouldn't it be funny if they end up putting Venom in No Way Home?" Is it
No Way Home? Yup.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spider-Man No Way Home, and then we saw the end credits scene. I was like, "Wow, that's crazy."
Yeah.
Because I didn't really expect that because there's always been like a will they won't they with Tom Hardy's Venom and Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It looks like they're going all in with it. I'm really excited to see No Way Home.
Yeah, I will. I mean, I was already crazy excited for No Way Home, and like it is now skyrocketed. And so I do think that's a crazy end credit scene, and I do think that we can say whatever we want about this movie, but I think that's the thing that's going to be remembered most.
Yeah.
And so I think now just general positives of the movie. For me, this movie is directed by Andy Serkis, and if you know him, he's a motion capture genius. You know, Gollum, King Kong. He's very talented. And so one of the biggest issues with the first Venom movie is it looked like the symbiotes were just like giant piles of silly putty. And so would you agree with me that the motion capture, sound design, the technical aspects of this movie, why don't you talk about those and tell your thoughts on them?
I thought it was really impressive, and then by the end of it, when it was like Andy Serkis as the director, I was like, wow, no wonder. Because I remember you even whispered to me like halfway through, you're like, the sound mixing on this is amazing, and I was like, yeah, it's really true.
Yeah, I definitely think that some of the more artistic parts of this, the writing can kind of stumble in places.
Yes. I feel like another little thing is that I feel like Woody Harrelson kind of hams it up a little bit too much as Cletus Cassidy, like trying to act like insane.
Yes.
I think if he could have acted, I think it would have made Cletus Cassidy a little bit more scary if he kind of acted like a realistic insane and not just kind of like a comic-y, like ridiculous insane.
Yes, if you were hoping for Natural Born Killers, Woody Harrelson level crazy, you're not getting that performance in this. I apologize. And so yeah, the technical aspects were really good. The writing is the biggest issue with Venom 1. It didn't know its tone. It didn't know if it wanted to be a buddy cop comedy, if it was going to be a serious superhero movie, a horror movie. This knows its tone. This movie is more comedic than it is any other type of superhero movie.
Yeah, it's more like a buddy cop.
Yep, it is a buddy cop movie with Tom Hardy as both roles. And so I think that's really good. And I think this movie isn't going to be for everyone. You know, if your favorite superhero movies are Batman vs. Superman, if all you want is dark action, you're not going to like this. But if you love that Iron Man style comedy in your superhero movies, then I think this really does have everything you need.
Yeah.
I will say one interesting thing about this movie is a COVID workaround they used is for like a montage scene. They did something where they like had a Tim Burton style cartoon. What are your thoughts on that? And do you think that's a good workaround, or is that something that we should, maybe not make normal in movies?
I thought it was good because it was like a little change of pace. It was kind of like in Kill Bill when they do Oranishi's backstory.
Yep,
it's the anime. I thought it was pretty. I just thought it, not innovative, but I thought it was pretty original.
No, I mean I would say it was innovative. I thought it was really cool. And like I remember sitting in the theater going, all right, like I respect it. Like when COVID gives you issues, we work around them.
Yeah, it'd be better than just looking at Woody Harrelson's face as he just talks about the story.
Exactly. I agree with you on that one.
It gives you like more of a visual on his on his life instead of just him like talking about it.
And so I think maybe the big last point from this is the closing fight scene is pretty short.
Yes.
Like we said, because of the runtime. And I think for a lot of people, for a superhero movie, that is the most, fundamental and important part. So tell me, just give me your thoughts on this.
I thought it was short, but I thought it was pretty good. Like pretty action-packed, pretty hard-hitting. But I feel like some plot points in the fight definitely got pushed a little bit, like really quickly. Like like the part where Cletus Cassidy's wife, she dies, but I feel like Carnage turns on her way too quick.
Yes.
And that was just kind of like put into like the whole fight scene. It was way too quick instead of just like building up to how the Carnage symbiote doesn't like her. It's just like out of nowhere it's like, oh, I don't like her.
Yeah, and to kind of go off that point, this movie is PG-13 when it really should be R. And so I don't want to call it soft, but it isn't hard-hitting like Carnage should be. All right, Cam, it is about that time. Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. Give me your rating for it.
I'd have to give it probably a 7 out of 10. If you're going in expecting a cinematic masterpiece, you're going to be disappointed. But if you go in for just a fun watch, I think you're really going to enjoy it, because that's what I went in for, and it had some good moments, and it was just a fun movie to watch, as I said before.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm going to give it a 7.25 out of 10. I'm giving it that extra 0.25. And I would say this is a fusion of comedy, buddy cop, superhero movie. You know, it is a lot of different things, but in my opinion, it melds all those little things well.
Yeah.
And so this movie, like you said, it's not going to be for everyone. But if you like it, I think you're really going to like it. And so with that, let's go back to the studio.
Thanks, guys. We'll be right back after this. That's all for this week. If you want to follow more Review Crew content, go to the Review Crew Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, as well as Orange TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and YouTube.
Find the Review Q's podcast on Spotify or on our website at orangetvnetwork.syr.edu, where you can also find our blog and more OTN information.
Check out this week's screening hosted by University Union, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Also, be sure to check out Friday Night Movie Night on OTN. This week's movies are His Girl Friday and the 1937 version of A Star is Born.
See you next week.